took it off. It is me. It's NBT SKY. You already know. So listen, we doing Bill Gates. And for some reason, I'm either slow or once again, I'm going through the deck, right? I'm looking for the good old King of Cups of Mr. Bill Gates. Because his birthday is 10/28. And I don't know why I can't find him in here. But I always be going through something. I always have this weird moment when I'm looking through the cards. I'll be very surprised. Hopefully I didn't leave him in the box somewhere. That's weird. Anyway, I didn't leave him in the box. That's weird. But what we're not gonna do is get frustrated with it. I'm gonna look for him one more time because I always do this. If not, then we're gonna switch out decks real quick. This is why you always keep an extra clean deck. Anyway, and we still doing the bone throw first anyway. Let's check one more again, because I'm one to get the cards stuck together and weird stuff like that. If I didn't, this would be very interesting. Alright, I don't see him right now. But it's okay, because I keep an extra clean deck on this side. The urban deck most relates to him. Well, I got another deck that'll do it. So I'm going to sit this right here because I'm not about to go on a hunt for it. Alright. We're using the Botticelli deck real quick. One of my other favorite decks. I've been having some deck issues too, low key. Missing decks and stuff like that. I don't know what they want with the joints, but here we are. This is the deck we're using. Alright, so we talking Bill Gates out these joints. Bone throw first. So this reading is based off of questions that I had doing the Bill Gates numerology report, right? So we looking at his 33 and 6, and we also gonna look at his 22 and 4, and then we gonna look at the fact that he was born like less than a month prior to the Sun and Saturn conjunction, because he got Saturn that pops up in the situation regardless of the fact in his birthday. So what we're gonna do is just look at the overall energy and all of the elements, see what we're talking about, and then we're gonna throw the cards down. Alright, so what we got out of here? That's off the board. Alright, let's pull it together. All right, so first off, we on the eye. The magnifying glass pops up on the eye first. The secrets is on top of that. So first and foremost, it's things that he has a clear and close understanding about in life, which is money, communication, business, relationships, building relationships, dealing with emotions, dealing with, creating, right? He has these, what most would say is secrets to success kind of thing. And this is the thing that kind of sits right on the eye. It's things that he know that, or things that were passed down to him, whether it's money, knowledge, contracts, businesses, potential, is a generational thing. And that's cool. So in here we have this dark energy that comes up in the 8, this Mars energy. We have, the fact that, they say he owned land, he got natural resources here, he got the marriage thing going on there, and in that, he still has this energy, or he still has emotional attachment to his physical reality, to his money, to his marriages, to his business, to his contracts, even though he knows how to kind of keep it in balance with it. Now, being that we're looking at overall energy, we have this feminine principle that sits here in Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. We have the butter knife down. This is like a fiery energy, right? There may be or may have been, a disconnect. This could be an ancestor also, but this is really, this represents a physical being. So there may be a disconnect with a feminine principle or a feminine person in his reality physically. He may not, this may be a discussion of a relationship where he's just there because it's so much attached to it, but he's really not physically attracted to it. Yeah, and so time moves forward and there's really no emotions. I'm seeing this coffin pin here, so it may have been the end of a marriage or a relationship or a physical attraction and so on and so forth. And so, there's these warnings, but ties haven't been cut. Still on there. And so you have this strong ancestor bone that kind of keeps it together. That's just in his physical reality. And this could even be in business. This could be with money. This could be with finances. This could be with a girlfriend. This could be with a wife, whoever. The thoughts is not exactly the same right now, or in the overall energy. So we have the Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy. We have the child energy. We have the door, right? Let me see exactly where it's sitting on. Yeah, on the scale. So there may be, there's generations, children that will come into wealth agreements and this, that, and third projects based upon his works. And that's what's going to open the doors. In the fire, where we're dealing with the creativity, let's say he's the energy that'll overindulge in business to a degree. And that comes in his Aries, Sagittarius, Leo energy. He'll overindulge in business, or there was a point where he overindulged in business. And so that may have shut him out of a lot of things that people would say is key things in life. At the end of the day, you have this energy bone. So he's in this frequency where he still taps in between his creative mind, or his thoughts and his projects and his emotions and so on and so forth. Then you got this memory bone that comes in, and this is in his water energy. It's down. So this is, things that he still has to remember, or still does remember, that may not be clear to everybody else. And there's still other things that may not be clear. And the love life bone is coming across. He also got the 4th there, which is that air energy. So this is love, communication, journey, not moving around. he's stable. He's cool. People that's in their emotions may not want him to be able to do the things that he do based on how they see things. May not want him to be able to communicate. May not want him to be able to freely communicate. So there may be these issues. And then you have little loss for him spiritually. You have larger, well, let's say, because this is underneath there, right? So we have this small loss, larger. So this is letting you know that, these things have thrown him into his emotions at some point where he's thought about, is my very close, there's disconnects emotionally with very close ancestors or energies that's attached to him, let's say. And then we have the 1 and the 4. So the 1 is pointing towards more of the emotions, where the 4 is probably speaking about partnership. 4 different individuals, 4 different systems, 4 different businesses, 4 different concepts, 4 different ways to form wealth versus, maybe one. So there may have been an opposing energy somewhere around him at some point. And we're looking at overall energy. So therefore, we're not going to say this is direct. This is general energy, letting you know that, all right, he goes through things. He's experienced things. And he's experienced these dark energies also, based pretty much because it's things that he knows and has access to and has close access to. So anyway, we're going to get into the 33 and 6, and we're going to go into the 22 and 4, and this 11 and 2 that came in a conjunction. In order for y'all to understand what I'm talking about, you have to look at the numerology report. It's just that simple. So moving right along, let me grab these out the way. I'm still laughing because it's funny how this deck, the urban deck, supposedly a card's missing. But it's okay. Alright, let me move this out the way. Alright, let's look and see what's going on. Let me move this out the way, just in case we have to call the bones back. First off, let's look at this 33 and 6 in Venus, right? Now, this is in his name. His name is Bill Gates. And when you break it down to the high frequency, low frequency, and medium frequency, you got Venus in there somewhere. Well, not somewhere, but in the high and medium frequencies. And that's because the way I look at it is a 33 and 6, right? I look at the 6 as a low aspect of the 33. And we're just dealing with basic numerology right now, right? So we're looking at the family ties, which makes sense because Gates is obviously his last name, handed down from a previous generation, and so on and so forth. You got this Mars energy and this Uranus and Neptune energy that pops up in his Gates. We're just talking about secrets anyway, and having a desire to know things and have access to things and see things that other people cannot. His lower frequency is in a 0. In tarot, that would be the Fool. So let's see. Let's talk about the 33 and 6. The 33 and 6 also comes up in Mercury. So this is that flexibility, change, freedom, sensation energy. The desire for change. That doesn't mean it has to be amongst all of us. It just could be, I'm the next generation. I think different. I see different. I invest different. I build different. I move different. Kind of thing. So let's see. Mr. Bill Gates. What's going on in 33 and 6 in Venus? So, who do we have? Alright, so first off, we got the good old Ace of Cups. We got the Nine of Wands. And then we have this Empress. So, let's discuss this. First of all, this is a feminine energy, period. in a very protective energy. So let's say this is the mother kind of energy. All right, he was gonna have access to these things based on his mother's choice. Period. And so even in that, there was this desire to guard wealth, stability, creativity, business, this, that, and the third. It's like, all right, when I seen you, I knew you were special regardless. I am mommy kind of energy, you know? And we all should have that kind of energy. But, you know, here we go. So, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. So, you know, in this 33 and 6 in this Venus at home, right? We talking about this mothering energy, this wealthy energy, this potential to be wealthy, this bringing birth in with an individual who gave that connection. Even she was a great communicator to a degree, but you got these 9s right here, you know, so even in that, there may have been some, you know, I can't do everything I want to do kind of thing, or feeling a little bit restricted, based on who they are and their name and what they have, their wealth and all of this. And it probably was some traveling and so on and so forth, and experiences of traveling around the world, but mostly, you know, there was always going to be a close eye looked upon them, marriages, generations of marriages. That was going to happen in their family. That's just how it is. Even though, if you look at this, you have the Ace of Cups. She's in the same direction. And so is the Queen of Swords in the same direction. So, therefore, she was able to communicate with her son very well. Understood the restrictions. Understood the protective energy. Understood the I'm the queen on the throne energy. Understood how the world worked in a different way, though, in a motherly way. And then, you know, even marriages and relationships and partnerships and stuff like that, she knew about those things, whether he agreed or knew that or not. That's there. So now when we're looking into, okay, I'll take it, you're gonna look into Mercury, right? And that's funny because that came out in the air. Mercury comes out in the air. But we're going to look into that any old ways. So the things that needed to change. So remember, when we talk about Venus, we talk about the family structure. Clearly, he's a mommy's baby because that motherly energy comes up. So in this 3 of Wands, there's planning, contemplation, looking into the future, thinking about the future. So this is showing that there may have been an issue, and this could also be talking about 3 different. I don't know how many children or how many siblings he have, but maybe there's about 3 of them. If not, then this is just, you know, 3 different creative thoughts and energies that may be opposed at the time, may have been opposing to what a woman is supposed to think. So it's weird. It's like, oh, you know, I have all these creative thoughts, ideas, I know things, this, that, and the third, but it seems to be a little bit opposing to the actual position, right? Slightly restricted, which would kind of confirm that. But anyway, let's go and look at what else is going on. And things have changed since then. Women are not as restricted, depending upon, you know, what they're dealing with. But let's go. Alright, so I don't read reversals, but hold on one second. We go. Alright, so we have this fatherly energy that comes in. Yeah, so that's a dominant energy. Not saying that it's necessarily controlling, but we talk about air and fire energy, right? That kind of strict energy, determined energy, good with contracts, communication, wealthy. And behind it is like, I'm doing all of this so that you can all celebrate and live life and be great and this, that, and the third. Somewhere in there, I don't, like I said, I don't know how many children came from Bill Gates' parents, but there has been, or one of them have experienced the loss. Based upon a partnership, probably more financial than any. But here we got this 3 again. So, you know, this could also be a discussion of cheating, but we're not looking into that because we just want to see what's going on in the 33 and 6 kind of thing. So let's get into what else I want to know. What else we want to know about this the family issue. So they had drama in their family, in other words. Translation. Thank you. Alright, so let's pay attention here. What we got? The 9s come out 3 times, alright? 9, 9, and 9. So now we have this 9 of coins situation. There may have been a little bit of, you know, messing around and stuff like that, but he made the money. Period. And that's just how, you know, this is the father figure. Not saying that the father is an air sign or a fire sign, but this is the energy. And so this is probably the energy that Bill Gates will also be in. 9 is prevalent in this this Venus, this 33 and 6. So that's probably, you know, we're not gonna say probably, that's where it's elevated at, period. I don't know why they coming out. You got the 10 of Wands. And a good old Knight of Swords. So this will be talking about the next generation, you know, feeling this feeling of being overwhelmed, under pressure this time. So his father may have felt this same energy, so he probably has felt this same energy, period. Overwhelmed, carrying a lot, this, that, and the third. But even in his younger age, he was into communication, into technologies, and probably a little bit blunt, but not in the way that we see blunt. Let's say that. So now let's look into the 22 and the 4. Right? And the 22 and the 4, we talking about master building. So this has been going on throughout generations, and in that is drama and so on and so forth. And we're going to look into the secrets and all that other good shenanigans too. But let's look at this 22 and 4, which is supposed to be like, yeah, like they say, the most powerful master number of them all. We're going to look at that. When I look at it, I look at the 22 as the higher frequency of Saturn's energy. And you're talking about Earth energy right there. The power to create, build, in the physical reality, more so than the spiritual. Right? So let's look. So here goes the good old King of Cups. Right? And his birthday, he's a Scorpio. He goes right there. Thank you. Alright. And so we in these 2s. What was that? Judgment. Okay. So here we got him. His card pops out right here. Scorpio. We have the 2 of Pentacles. So this was it's still a balancing act when it comes to him creating in the physical reality, right? Then you have the 2 of Swords. It's a lot of things that he has to not acknowledge, even though it tampers with his emotions and how he feel about reality, how he feel about people, how he feel about the world. He still has to kind of turn his back on it. And then you have Judgment, which means that, yeah, in his realm, his reality, he's dealt with it. He's seen it. is he, and we talking about we talk about this water fire energy, and when you're getting into the water fire energy, you get this, if there's a balance, you're gonna get a mist. So there's a lot of things about him that may not be clear when it comes to how he builds. So let's look at the two of coins and the balancing out in this earth energy real quick. So we got the temperance, which is confirming, him having a balance. And then you have this 8 of swords energy. Hold on, let me get another one. Exactly. Alright, so listen. With this temperance, it's still confirming the 2 of coins. The control and balancing out of his emotions, his wealth, his ability to create in the physical reality. Communication is his thing, right? He likes technology, so on and so forth. So he gets this Ace of Swords. And then you have this 8 of Swords, this kind of self-imprisonment. It's saying, hey, this is generations and generations of this. This was going to come into place regardless in his card. And in that, there's still some type of restriction. Is it a forced restriction? No, not necessarily. It's a choice, like restriction of who you communicate with, who you deal with, how you interact, who you do business with. There's restriction while he's still creating in the physical reality. And I don't know how they deal with stuff like that. I mean, personally, I wouldn't be able to stand it. Alright, so now the thing that was interesting in his numerology report was that he had Saturn come up in the 22 and 4 in his master builder energy. And so when I decided to look at the conjunction between the Sun and Saturn, right, which is talking about, his intensified energy and impacts and growths and self-disciplines and personal authorities and all of this other good stuff. It comes less than a month after he's born, right? The conjunction comes less than a month after he's born, and if you do that, then that brings him into the 11 and 2. This is his spiritual aspect, which means that he's in line regardless. He was born less than a month, so he was going to come in that energy any old way. So let's see what was going on with the conjunction. I'm surprised because the volume's off. But anyway, let's go. Let's see what the conjunction was talking about anyway. What was that? That was 11/16/1955. And it confirms his Uranus and Neptune energy also, which is his desire to want to know things that most don't, and the secrets of reality in the world and technology and so on and so forth. And this is, his spiritual energy. So we got this 8 of Cups, 3 of Pentacles. Did that come up on the other thing? Let's look. We got the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Coins. And I don't think I discussed this in the numerology report, but I'm gonna show you real quick, just out of all fairness, because you might have to zoom in because of the lights. All right, so in the numerology report, when I do this, I like to gather up all of the elements. So far we got 3. Yeah, we got the 3 of Coins, the 3 of Cups, the 3 of Swords hasn't come out yet. The 1 of Wands didn't come out yet. The Ace of Swords came out already. The Ace of Cups already came out. So we doing it. All right, so let's move right along. All right. Let's talk about this conjunction. First and foremost, you're dealing with this 8 of Cups. It's not necessarily, in his case, celebratory, but let's look at this as the father figure here. Okay. I'm the boss emotionally. Period. outside of that, we have this 3 of coins situation going on. This giving, sharing, splitting, all of this. In this energy, this is giving him the foundation emotionally, financially. And then you have this, let's not say selfishness, but holding things tight together. All of this was going to come into this energy when he was coming in. This is what he was going to come into. And then you have this King of Wands, which puts you in that water fire energy. This is his fire energy kind of thing coming up. Even though it's coming up in the Sun and Saturn, the Sun is a fire, right? So this is all put into place. Now, of course, because we're looking at this a particular way, right? Let me look at this. Yeah, so those are all going to be experienced. Yeah, like I was saying, it was going to always be that. They're going to experience disappointments, this, that, and the third. And on top of that, creative, sharing, bringing things together, and then this sternness, let's say, or stubbornness that takes place. So these are in his energies, and then this is his creative principle that comes up in his 11-2. He's high frequency in these 4 areas: his water area, his earth area, and his fire area, which allows him to create in the physical reality. His sternness, though, or stubbornness, is probably a little bit different. You might not be able to physically see it, but people who's really close to him would probably have a better understanding of his stubbornness, and this is probably generational any old ways. So next after that, let's look at the secrets. What is it that he has a better understanding of that everybody else don't? And then we off this team. I don't like reversals, so let's look at it. Alright, so here goes his moon. Alright, so we have the Page of Cups, we have Justice, we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Moon. Okay. One of the things that he understands in reality is the blissfulness of the emotion of the majority of the population. He understands the systems, the checks and balances. Let's say laws. This is not law. He has access to information in law and in politics and things like that other people don't have. And that's just the truth. And it's an uncomfortable one. But that's what's going on. He's at that level where there's politicians that's going to tell him things that we do not know. Does it put him in his emotions? Do he feel some type of way? Do he always agree? Do he feel like it's good for the majority or safe for the majority or fair to the majority? No, but it's every man for themselves out here. He also understands the circle of the wealthy and who really has power, even over him in his creativity in his business, which is probably why that 8 of Swords came down and say, like, listen, technically you're restricted, but you're not restricted at the same damn time. These are the secrets he know, and it's based upon the circles that he run in or was born into or was going to potentially gravitate to one way or the other. So let's get further into it. And this could also be talking about the younger generation, the next generation, and trying to find balance between things that he's created and backed, what he can say based upon this circle of wealthy, and, the secrets, or, it's weird, but we getting ready to look at these scales. What? Alright, I got 3 cards. Hold on, let me flip them over right. Alright, so we got the Four of Wands, the King of Pentacles, and the Hermit. Alright. We talk about family structure. We talk about unity, uniting, building, creating, happiness, stability. And the Wands, you know, again, 4 different systems in place that will affect the next generation, in the wealth of the next generation. Now, when we talk about the wealth and the kings and the elders and the potential elders of the next generation, it comes up in the earth energy. The earth energy usually, or this card will represent dark-skinned individuals, not being funny. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, fire energies, people who are able to create in reality. There's things that he knows about groups and ethnicities of people based upon the fact that he has access to certain people and laws and structures and so on and so forth. And then you got the Hermit. All right, let me throw down another one because, right. And then you have this Hermit where there's this isolation. But the Hermit is also somebody who goes on a quest alone by themselves to acquire additional knowledge, you know, who has the light. They following their own knowledge, their own information, isolated though to themselves. And then you have the Chariot. The Chariot is discussion of movement, traveling, and trying to control 2 aspects of reality and stay in control. So what we do understand is he understands what's being used against the majority to control. This is why it comes right underneath the moon. This is the secret. Who's controlling what and why? Right? And then you have the Wheel of Fortune, which is a discussion of good luck and so on and so forth. But we're talking about the super wealthy. We're talking about the wealthy and how they isolate themselves and try to separate themselves from the majority. This is what he understands. And then when we're talking about justice, the justice system and how it works based on technology, information, rules, regulations, laws created by men, created by the law, and so on and so forth, bringing it together. There's an imbalance regardless of how we're going to look at this. Okay? The Hermit is over here with the sword. The King of Coins is over here with the scales. Alright? So this could also be saying that this is somebody that, or a group of individuals that's in earth energy, masculine energy, that also has a little bit of Libra in their chart. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a Libra, but it, you know, justice, who deals with the law, he understands how the system is working and who is controlling and who they are trying to prevent information from getting to and why they isolate themselves and so on and so forth. And then we talking about this younger generation and families and homes that'll be affected by it, and the next generations that will be affected by it, and so on and so forth. Now, and this also could be a discussion of understanding based upon analytics and technology, because he's into analytics, technology, investing, and so on. We know who are the potentials to be this wealthy, stable, and able to create in reality, and so we're gonna isolate them and control them. This is what he understands, whether he speaks about it or not. And there's no bias. That's literally what it is. We know that. Whether that's a female or a male, the control though in the household energy is, you know, maybe another cycle of controlling masculine energies, and that could be within a female or a male, double masculine, masculine, feminine, so on and so forth. Those are one of the secrets. Let's see what the secrets is in technology real quick. Alright, so we got the 7 of Wands, we got the Star, and we got the Page of Swords. What's going on in technology? You know, technology, when you coming into this Seven of Swords, it's like, you know what? It's done, it's created, and it's out of control, and there's nothing that we could do but see which way it's gonna go. You have to start hopes and wishes and desires, right? That and I'm not gonna say this is a secret, but this is probably where it got out of control at. Yeah, so hopes, wishes, and desires. When he started in technology was something totally different. And that brought upon all of these choices and options and so on and so forth. So let's see. The secrets is most likely in the choices and options, right? Right. 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 So in this desire to entertain technology, create technology, build technology, program, and so on and so forth, it brought upon wealth, stability, put him in a particular aspect of reality amongst a particular group. But there's still those who have power over him, where it's certain things that he can't even say right now because they'll take him off the planet, and that's why the High Priestess is here. So I'm gonna look on one more again. What's the secret in technology? The secret in technology is that they don't have as much control as they think they have over it, and technology has gotten to a point where it can literally cause destruction amongst humanity and people. That's the secret. Is that the desire of people? Not all, but was this the desire or the thought when he got into technology and programming? No, it was something totally different, which brought him wealth, health, stability, and access to these hierarchies in reality, right? And when he got access to these hierarchies in reality, he had to even come to understand that they would crash down on him for certain, for him being able to communicate about certain things or know certain things. And so that put him in this High Priestess energy where he can't even say it. But the reality of it all is technology is awesome and is great, but they don't have as much control over it as they think. And so therefore this can create a mess amongst humanity and people. At the same time, it could create a well-balanced environment in the world. Let's see what's going on. That's interesting. Anyway, I don't know what's going on with this thing, but what I'm going to do is end it, and then I'll post it if I have to. But you already know I went live. It is me, NBT SKY. They're going to play with the readings because they're accurate. They do this to other people's channels, so I'm not concerned. Deuces, is me, NBT SKY. It's the Bill Gates reading. And that's that.